Welcome to Wednesday Live Updates. My name is Drew Phillips. I'm the associate pastor here, and I'm here to talk a little bit about what our strategy is going to look like moving forward over the next couple months. Everything that I'm going to say can be found if you go to yourcalvary.info/strategy. So everything will be there so you can read it, you can see the graphs and all of that. I'm just going to kind of talk through it a little bit today. So starting now, continuing till May 9th, we are going to stay on the same path that we've been on. As far as when you come into the building, when you worship on Sunday, we would ask you to wear masks while you're here. May 9th will be our last Sunday for that. The reason that we've been doing that, the reason we've stayed this long, for a couple reasons. One, we have a lot of Purdue students and a lot of Purdue employees who've taken the Purdue Pledge, and we're trying our best to protect them and help them as they're trying to stay safe, to be able to continue with school and all of their other things and work. They will be starting to leave around May 9th, and so then we are going to slowly start changing to something else. That change will be on May 16th. For the first time, we will have a masked service and a mask optional service. For that, what that is going to look like is from 8:30 in the morning until 10:05. If you are in the building, you will be required to wear a mask. So for that first service, we will have a mask requirement. And so for those who desire to be in more masked environments, you can be here and you can worship in an area that you feel safe and protected in. Starting at 10:05, by that point, for those who have come to that, should be able to leave at that point. And for those who are coming in for the second service at 10:20, masks will be optional at that point. There still might be people here in the building that are choosing to wear masks, but they are optional for that. So that's when that shift is going to come. What we need from you in that is that we're going to be sending out a survey. And with that survey, it's just to let us know what you are anticipate doing during that time, just so we can plan for numbers. So again, if there's a high population that still want masks, or if there's some that the higher population is more the mask optional route, just so we can plan to make sure that we have plenty of time and room for people in their services. So if you would fill that out for us, we would really, really appreciate it. It's going to help us best serve you in that. So if you could fill that out, that we would really appreciate it. Some finer details that are going to come with that. That means masks are going to be optional for our student community. It means that masks are going to be optional in any of our small group gatherings or anything that happened at the church after May 16th. And that will continue on until June 20th. And at June 20th is when we will take the next step in this process, where we will be at a mask optional service, and everything that goes on in our building will be optional at that point. We will have, if there are still people who desire to be in a masked environment, we will have the side auditorium during the 10:20 service that we will live stream in, that people can go there and be in that environment. But for the most part, all of our services, hopefully at June 20th, if we continue to move as we're moving, we'll go to a masked optional starting June 20th. Again, all of these dates, all of these times can be found at yourcalvary.info/strategy. Some other things that we've had some questions about is pre-registration. And let me say thank you so much for pre-registering. I know it can be hard. I know it can be annoying. The main reason we have kept up with it lately, it hasn't been for contact tracing, but it has more been, it is helpful for us as a pastoral staff to know who is here, who's been here, who's not. And with that, by you doing that, that allows us to see, hey, have you been here? And to run some numbers and even have some data points to better serve you all. And so what we're going to do is we're going to continue to do that through May 30th. So May 30th will be that last day that you will have to pre-register. And then at that point, we will go to more of a self-check-in. And we would still encourage you to do so, because when you self-check-in, again, it allows us to know that you're here, and that if we haven't seen you, because as the building gets more and more full, it's easier to slip in and slip out. And so for us to know and be able to minister to everyone better, it's just as a helpful data point. We'll have some more videos and information on how exactly to do that self-check-in at that point. But you can plan till May 30th. We're still going to do the pre-registration. And again, that is just to help us to know who's going to be here and how we can best follow up with you. So think about the self-check-in. I don't know if you grew up in church or not like I did, but we used to have this thing where you would pass a book. It would sit at the end of the pew, and you'd sit down there, you'd write your name and let us know that you're here. And every week afterwards, the deacons would come by and pick those up, and they'd take them to the administrative assistant, and she would document who had been here each week. Just kind of see it like that, but a little bit of a quicker version so that we can know who's here, who's engaged, and what you're a part of. We hope that you'll join us on Sunday for our State of the Church. We're going to give our vision for what vision going forward is going to look like, do a little bit of a recap from where we've been, but more specifically where we're going in the future. So plan to be here, State of the Church, on Sunday night at 6 p.m. We will have childcare available, so if you need that, that will be available for kids 5 and under that night. So we'd love to have you join us for that. Have a great Wednesday.